Hey y'all, Natalie here today, and it is the September school YouTube hop that my friend Sarah Scraps hosts, and I'm so excited to be a part of this super fun hop. I'm going to link down below with all the participants. Make sure you give everybody a visit and see what all they created. I am scrapbooking my little guy today. He started kindergarten this year. His name is Lachlan. And I let them both pick out, I have two sons, and I let them both pick out shoes for school. And he picked rainbow tie-dye Chuck Taylors, which are awesome. So I'm just trying to figure out what background paper I want to use. So I have those three options there. I have that gray, darker color because his shirt is black. And I also have the two white options. The one with the stripes kind of like makes me dizzy, but I love the one with the stars because like Converse are kind of like stars is their little symbol, right? But anyway, we'll get to that later. I don't have to decide now because I'm going to be stamping. So I'm using the tie-dye motif stamp by Alta New. And I've already used this stamp on a mixed media background that I've done about Lachlan on a page. So I decided to do something different this time. So I grabbed mostly distress oxides and one red color that is from Catherine Pooler. And I am stamping with my stamping platform on plain white cardstock. And I picked all the colors that are in his shoes because I have a close-up photo of his shoes that I'm putting on the page. And I am just kind of doing all different themes. I'm combining the colors in different ways. I'm combining colors that are in the same color family or that are complementary. And I'm also combining colors, willy-nilly because they don't mix. If you let them dry well, then they don't mix and it works out really well. So you can see I'm just moving along here, adding different color combinations and different sizes as well. The name of this hop or the theme of this hop is, I think, Steppin' Up, like you're stepping up a grade. And I was already super excited about it because I had these photos of their shoes. That's just like a shot that I tend to get every year because they tend to have new shoes for school. So you can see all the color combinations that I did. I decided I wanted a few other circle elements on the page that were different sizes. So I grabbed this stamp set from Jen Scow and this one says love, so I'm going to stamp it in a couple different colors. And then I'm also going to stamp this little heart that's in a messy circle in a few colors as well, just the same colors I used for the tie-dyes. So then I run these all through my die cut machine and cut out different size circles, and I went ahead and roughed them up. And you can see I actually used some dies that had decorative edges as well. So I go with the black or gray kind of grid background because I want to do a white title that's going to really pop. And so my title is going to be Kicking It in Kindergarten. And I use like fun foam. So that's white fun foam with sticky on the back. And I just ran it through my Sizzix with my favorite dies, letter dies, and it worked perfectly and basically made my own thickers. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want the layout of my page. Originally, I had gone into the design of my page thinking it was going to be a diagonal design, which I do a lot. I typically go from left down to the right, and so I thought I'd switch it up. So I start building the page, and I'm just not loving it. So I decide to switch it up even more, and I pull over the photo and the elements to the center top, and then I put my title in the middle and then do the same at the bottom with the other photo. And I like the way that looks a lot better. And actually, the word kindergarten was cut out of my favorite Memento skinny dies, and it fit perfectly right across the middle of the page. So it was meant to be. I use my T-square ruler to make sure that I get my title on straight. That is not typically something I worry about is straightness, but for the purposes of this page, it did need to be straight. So I'm just measuring the middle of the page here and lining up. With these foam alphas, you do kind of have to let them fall into place properly or they're going to look a little wonky, but you can kind of see that with the end there that I'm putting at the first end there in kindergarten. But that's okay. Like I said, I had already roughed up the edges. I roughed up the edges of the paper. So it's cool if it's a little wonky because it's like a rustic, grungy boy page. So in this video, I'm also going to do a pocket page, a corresponding pocket page. I took a ton of pictures. I don't know if you guys do, but on first day of school, like I do a ton of pictures. I do their outfit, their backpack, their just them, a message board. And then it was kindergarten, so I got to go walk in with him and take him into school. So I took pictures in the classroom. And then because it's kindergarten, the teacher takes tons of pictures and puts them on Facebook. So I have some of those as well. So I have a ton of pictures. So it ended up I have enough to do 2 pocket pages, or like a front and back pocket page. So you'll see me do that here in a minute. Right now, I'm just clustering this different circular elements around both of the photos. And I'm loving the way that looked. I had this frame sitting on my desk and it was the perfect yellow color. I'm actually going to use the wrong side of it because that one side that you just saw me put glue on is patterned. But I put the glue on the patterned side because I don't want that pink pattern. But I just love the little extra element. And you know what? That's going to stick out the top of my pocket page protector or my regular page protector. And I'm okay with it. It's fun. It adds some interest to the page and it doesn't stick out of the album. So I did have to add a little bit of foam behind the photo here to get it to pop up well on top of that frame, that circular frame. But I just used whatever was left from me cutting out the letters. So got to use all the bits, you know. So just building that cluster some more, adding in the smaller stamped images. And now I'm going to stick down the rest of the title, Kicking It in Kindergarten. Those alphas are from Concord and Ninth. They are called double cut and they have like a border around them. And those are also some of my favorites. I love to combine both of these sets a lot. So now I've pulled out some pieces of ephemera. And that is from Heidi Swap. It says for today's agenda. So I thought that was really great because that's kind of like back to school. And so it could be like a little part of my title, like a little subtitle. So I'm going to stick that there. And it was black. So I like to add in those pops of black. For Heath's kindergarten page, I did rainbow and black. And so I liked the nod to this, even though they're in separate albums or whatever. But plus, I mean, his shoes were rainbow. Come on. So I used my mini attacher to attach that, like it's like a vellum piece. And then I have those circular stickers from P13, and it's just from like a kind of a grungier dude collection. And so excuse me, some of the colors worked well and some of it gave me pops of that black and white that I was looking for. So I'm just sprinkling them in among the circular elements. There's a tiger. I knew this old school collection by Heidi Swap had a few tigers in there. I was actually looking for the tiger paper, but I guess I didn't buy it because I can't find it anywhere. But anyway, I had to add a tiger on there. Both of my boys ended up wearing tiger t-shirts to school on the first day. So I'm definitely going to make a picture or a page of the picture that I took of them. And, do some tiger nods on all this group of pages. So I'm going to do a spread for my older son Heath as well. I'm going to do that later this week, so be on the lookout for that. It'll be kind of like a continuation of this school themed hop. But here is the first side of the page. So you can see I'm showing you the other pictures, and the way I decided to delineate which goes on which side. On this front side, I did all of the pictures that I had left that we took at home and that we took walking into school. And so I'm the world's worst about using my papers to create 3x4 cards instead of using the giant hoard of 3x4 cards that I have in my craft room. So I forced myself to go grab 3x4 cards that I had stored in my craft room. And I'm really glad I did because it just made life so much easier. So I'm pulling out cards that match the colors, that somewhat match the theme. So I have that black and white card with the and sign, and it's meant to go horizontally, but you know what? I figured it can go vertically and it still looks cool. I have a lot of horizontal cards for some reason, and I guess I just don't use those page protectors that have those smaller horizontal card slots anymore. So you'll see me here in a minute use one of the horizontal cards that was just wide around the border to back one of my 3x4 photos, because otherwise it just wasn't going to get used. Okay, they're not going to fit. I basically only use this design when I'm doing pocket pages from now on. So I had that extra bit of the tie-dye motif. So that's one way that I like to tie in from my traditional page. I showed you a minute ago that I still have that page sitting off to the side so I can tie in the colors and elements. So you will see me use a few of the stamped elements that I had done for the 12 by 12 page and add them to the pockets over here so that it brings cohesion between the two layouts. Because I know a lot of people, especially back in the day when people were scrapbooking, they did double page spreads. So this is like my version of a double page spread. So I do still appreciate cohesion between the two. I do these photos in 2x3 and then I'm backing them in white and just sticking them down. A lot of these cards were meant for you to journal on, but I just like them to hold my photos. And so I'm just going through my stickers and adding those down on top of like the negative space in the photos. And those are Heidi Swap old school again. I think they're old school, but they are kind of vellum or see-through, so they're fun. That just was to add some interest to the white space in the top of that card. As you could see me do earlier, I put a few different options there as kind of like the title, I guess, of this pocket page, but that was the best one I enjoyed, even though there are no green stamped images or green in his shoes, but I was okay with it. So that's another really old Heidi Swap chipboard sticker. So I added that to the negative space. It just says start because it's the first day of school, starting school. He's starting real school. It worked. Just all the little elements that kind of bring to mind something that has to do with his first day of school or him being in kindergarten. I like to just sprinkle those in and kind of, again, it helps bring cohesion to the page. I think we're almost done here. I had so much fun doing this. Make sure you check out everybody that's participating in the hop. I think we have over 30 hoppers, possibly more. It's always a super fun, inspirational hop. I'm also going to link down below with my affiliate link to a cherry on top. You can find so many cool products there. Just let me know. I'll help you shop if you need some help. I'm adding, and those little stickers are from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. They also always have awesome, what you would call like boy collections, I guess, if you want to delineate gender. I don't, but anyway, there you have it. That's the main page. Also, if you would like to see full-size photos, I'll link down to my blog below and the gallery and cherry on top. I always post my pages there, as well as Instagram. There will also be a fun little reel over on Instagram as well. Please join us in hopping, and I think I've gotten all the information out there. Thank you so much to Sarah for hosting this hop, and let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.